Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of XRP, taking a look at what's been going on most recently with the price action, what we think is likely to happen next and all that wonderful stuff. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button, I do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, check it out, link to the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and it's the first place that we go to notify you of what is happening in the crypto space. So protect yourselves by staying up to date with a finger on the pulse of crypto in our Discord server. Okay, let's make a start with this. XRP paired up with USDT on the hourly chart and Binance is our data source. And as you can kind of see here, we completed this low point coming down into the C wave low. This is approximately 30 cent. I think it's exactly 30 cent because I did have a buy order at 30 and it got filled. Yeah, it's exactly 30 cent here. Binance does a lot of things to the penny. And as we can kind of see, we've rallied up quite nicely. We've corrected down. I don't think we're done yet. I still think there's a little bit more of a push to the upside. So let's kind of have a look and see what's going on in here. So in here, we can kind of see this move to the upside here. I think this is a three-way structure. And it's really quite a difficult one to kind of get a good read on, but I think it's like this. And essentially, it's better to kind of think of this thing more as a wave, with this being our B, and then we're going to do something like that. Okay, so I think this is kind of the structure that we're looking for. And what we want to do now is we want to ascertain what is happening in here. So straight off the bat, the easiest kind of way to articulate these things sometimes is the opposite of what a lot of retail investors think. So we're going down into lower lows and lower highs. These break upwards, whereas it's the other way around, they tend to break downwards. An example is over here. So if I grab hold of this, you can see here higher highs and higher lows, and we broke down. Okay, so we're doing the opposite here, which means we'll break up. Okay, so I have a bit of a breakout for XRP to the upside, at least on the short term time frame. So let's go ahead and take a look at how low this thing could go. Has it met the requirements of what we've been thinking about or not? So this is the area of interest, this particular movement right in here. So what I've done here is I've measured this using the fib tool. I'm going to move this over to the bounce that we had right about here, and we can see that we should be aiming for around the 32.78 approximately. And so if I go ahead and draw a dashed line right about here, this is where we would expect things to go. Now, the thing with this is that we've already met our minimum expectations, so it's not a requirement. Now, if we take a look and I draw a yellow box area right in here, you can see that this area that was acting as support that got broken has now been retested. So we don't really have to go down any lower. So from here, we could actually start to see this progression to the upside. But just understand that it's always possible that we do just come down that fraction more towards 32.79, and that could be where we kind of reverse. So taking a look at this, though, there isn't a lot of liquidity down here, and there is a reasonable amount of liquidity stacking up here. So all this shorting that's been going on, this is going to get wiped out soon, because price is not going to be going down any further. There's limited amount of liquidity here, as in there's not a lot of incentive for the price to come down, whereas there's a lot of incentive for the price to go up. Okay. So from a kind of market maker point of view, or people who do liquidity hunting, they'll know that actually the price needs to move up to grab that liquidity. So let's go ahead and take a look at this then. So if that is the expectation, and maybe we've already kind of hit those lows, and I'll take it from this this worst case scenario. So I'll take my projections on the highs based on this low here. So if we do not hit this, then actually it should go higher. So we'll be pessimistic about it. And if we go ahead and do a Fibonacci retracement tool from the top to the bottom, move this over to our dash line here at 32.79. This will then allow us to kind of project out that we should be finding resistance right up here on this supply zone, and this supply zone would basically be at the 39.41 1-to-1 ratio here. Now you can see that the 702 and the 786 could also be rejections right on this supply zone, so 37.89 is also an interesting point. Possible that we don't fully go straight through here. And again, if I zoomed just out further, we do have that bigger piece, but there's no requirement to go up here as far as I can see. If we wanted to, we could, if we really wanted to stretch for it, go for the 1.236 at 41.15. But I'm not sure that that's something that we should be thinking about. Now, if I throw the liquidity in here, you can see that we've got a reasonable amount of liquidity all the way up here to 41.94, and that's because that's a swing high. So you can't rule it out. Look at all that liquidity versus this liquidity. So yeah, the price could potentially come up a bit there. But we've got a couple of areas of resistance on that journey. So things to think about. Going to be price reacting at around 37.33 and 37.75. And if a little bit higher, 39.46 to 39.73. These are the two that I would be really concerned with. And if we do push through, then you would have that ability to push up just slightly higher, somewhere probably between 41.15 and 41.94. These are all selling zones. These are where sellers are going to want to kind of offload. So just kind of bear that in mind. Now, essentially, this would look like a three-wave move to the upside. It would look something like this. We could have the 1-to-1 going up there. We could obviously have the 786 and so forth also overreacting. So just kind of be a little bit cautious. We don't want to be going long for too much of a position. I've got a swing trade in works with XRP because, as I said, I had my buy orders down here at 30 cents. They got filled, and I'll probably look to come out of these positions somewhere around here and look to come back in later, because I would look at this if we do not break this high point here, or this high point, or even potentially this high point. If we don't break any of those structures, then my expectations are that we come down into a new local low, lower than 30 cents. So we can't be, too optimistic from time to time, but I would be looking at this as a potential requirement to come down deeper. And as I zoom out further, you can kind of see all of this is still quite comfortably contained within our B wave, and we still have our 26-cent low targets here as well. So for the most part, I'd say XRP is kind of following things quite nicely. If you zoom out far enough, it doesn't really look like terribly too much is going on. But yeah, I would expect a bit of a move to the upside on the shorter time frame, and then on the medium and longer terms, we'll be looking to move down. Now, from our stochastic RSI point of view, let me actually go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. We can see that we've got momentum on our hourly to the upside. If I come into this, you can see it perfectly clear here. On the 4 hour, we've got loads of momentum to the upside as well. On the 8 hour, we've got to still have this correction to the downside. The 12 hours still correcting down. The 16 hours still correcting down. The 20 hours correcting down. The daily is about midway, can go either way. We were correcting down, we started to rally up. So we'll probably end up back up in the overball on a lot of those large time frames and that next kind of move to the upside. So it is possible that we do push for those higher ranges on here. I mean, the momentum indicating to us that we could potentially be looking at that higher range in the 40s. So it'll be interesting to kind of see what structures emerge here, because measuring those internal wave counts will allow us to get a better idea as to kind of where things are going here for XRP. So I'm pretty confident in XRP at the moment. I'm not confident that we're not going to go down into lower lows or anything like that. I do think that's going to come, but in the shorter time frames, I'm confident to think that we've got some abilities here to see some interesting gains if you're able to kind of scoop some up at these lower values and come out of them on the swing highs, because I do think at some point this crypto space is going to again collapse down with some of the other contagions that are going on with the fallout of FTX and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not expecting this to kind of be a start of a new bull market. The bottom is not in my opinion, and I do think we have further to go down, but for now we should enjoy a little bit of a ride to the upside. I'm going to leave this video right there, though. If you have found it useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Join us in Discord if you haven't done so already. And if you're looking for more information on, how to stay safe in the space, then why not check out 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗀com. Chris has done a course on risk management there, and we are running a 50% off discount on the courses at the moment. So check them out, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗀𝗀com, linked in the description below. Until the next one, guys, have a fantastic day.